joined us today. We hope you are doing well. I am Pooja and I'll be your host for this enriching and empowering evening. Today, we bring you an opportunity to gain deep insights into one of the most sought after areas in education, preparing effectively for IIT-JEE and other competitive exams, not just with hard work, but with smart, skill based strategies. It is truly an honor to welcome our distinguished speaker, Mr. Vishal Garg, a name that resonates in the world of edtech and student success. Mr. Garg is an alumnus of IIT Bombay and IIM Indore, with over 14 years of experience in the education and technology space. He has been associated with reputed organizations such as Allen, Unacademy, Speed Labs, and Invest for Edu, where he has significantly contributed to building student-centric learning solutions. His sessions are known for being interactive, insightful, and extremely practical. So parents, students, get ready to take notes and gather insights that can shape your child's academic journey. Without further delay, let's welcome Mr. Vishal Garg to take us through today's session on skill-based strategies for IIT-JEE and competitive exam success. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Pooja ma'am. So thank you so much, Rockwood School and Subramaniam sir, for giving me this opportunity to share my views. Really excited to be here with all of you today. This is a topic that is very close to my heart. So without taking up any more time, let's jump right in. A special thanks to Pooja ma'am for the lovely introduction. I'll build on that introduction by adding a few lines from my end, and then we will move straight into some key ideas and strategies. So I have been in education and edtech space for over 14 years, and I have closely worked with hundreds of students like you. I have held them in journey of cracking IIT-JEE and other competitive exams. And today I'm here to share some of those learnings with you. But before I begin, let me start this session with a question. Since you all are students, you should not run away from questions. I'll be asking few interesting ones throughout the session. So stay alert. Ready? Let's begin. Where do you see yourself dash years down the line? So it's a fill in the blank there. Where do you see yourself dash years down the line? Uh, let's pause for 10 seconds and I want every student to ask yourself this. Where do you see yourself 5 to 10 years down the line? Where someone who is in grade 11 and 12, he can just fill 5 years in that blank, and someone who is a younger child, for example, someone who is in 6th, 7th grade, let's say 10 years down the line. Just try to answer this question. Where do you see yourself 10 years down the line? It may be an engineer, a successful engineer building self-driving cars, a doctor leading life-saving research, a scientist exploring space technology, or maybe an entrepreneur running his own startup. It may be a very clear picture in your head, or maybe a blurry one, but there is a dream inside each of us. So, what is the answer of this question? Where do you see yourself 5 to 10 years down the line? Can I answer this question on everyone's behalf? The answer is an exciting career or a dream career. Are you guys with me? We all want to be in an exciting career or dream career in future. So let's break it down. To reach that dream, there has to be a path. So let's understand the journey to be reaching towards an exciting career. What does a journey to an exciting career looks like? We know we have just uh, agreed on one answer that we all want to get into an exciting career in future. But to get into an exciting career, what is the prerequisite? What is that something that we need? We have to enroll in a good college. Now, to enroll in a good college, what do we require? We have to clear competitive exams. And to clear competitive exams, what is that one thing that is needed? Please try to answer these questions in your head. Strong preparation. Are you guys with me so far? We all want to get into an exciting career. To get into an exciting career, we have to enroll in a good college. To get into a good college, we have to clear competitive exams. And for clearing competitive exams, we need strong preparation. Correct? Let's move forward. So let's take an example of some of the careers so that everyone can relate. Some of the key streams in India are medicine, engineering, pure science, architecture, statistics. And these are some of the top careers in those respective streams. Let's say if we talk about careers in medicines, pediatrician, surgeon, cardiologist, if you want to highlight some careers in engineering, automobile, aerospace, electrical, robotics, software. If you want to go in pure science, then nuclear scientist, chemist, astronomer, mathematician. So there are so many career options in front of us. And these days, there are lot many emerging careers as well, including AI. Everyone knows about AI, how AI is growing these days. So I'm not going into the topic of, of various career options that is available for a student in this scenario. But I just wanted to highlight couple of journeys uh, to a specific career. So let's say someone wants to become a doctor and someone, let's say someone is in class 10th. What should this journey look like? Someone is in class 10th and he has thought that he wants to become a doctor in future. Maybe 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, he wants to become a doctor. What this journey looks like? In 11th and 12th, he or she will have to take physics, chemistry, biology with any fourth subject. Student will have to prepare for NEET exam, where the core subjects are physics, chemistry, botany, and zoology. Student will have to spend around 5.5 years, 6 years doing MBBS, and then the student will become a doctor. Are you guys with me on this? Yes? Okay. Let's take one more journey. If someone wants to become an engineer, and again, the student starts from class 10th, or let's say student is currently in class 10th. I'm sure you must be aware because most of you are JEE aspirants, what this journey looks like. In class 11th and 12th, we should have physics, chemistry, mathematics with any fourth subject. We have to appear for JEE mains and advanced exam. We have to do 4 years of BTech and then we become an engineer, right? So far, we have taken a step back and looked at the bigger picture. And what is that bigger picture? All of us want a career that is exciting, meaningful, and fulfilling. But the starting point of that career is strong preparation. And that's exactly what this session is all about, building that strong foundation. So let's now focus on this very first step, strong preparation. Let's move forward. This image is very symbolic. Here you can see three scenarios. Scenario A, Scenario B, Scenario C. Let me add few more elements to this image. These stacks could represent notes, effort, time, or energy. Let's look at the first category. Can anyone label this first category? Just imagine these are three different kind of JEE aspirants or students. And these stacks are representing the notes they are putting in, the effort, the time or energy. What do you want to label the first category as? You can answer in the chat box. I can see the chats if you are answering there, or you can answer in your head. Let me try to answer the first category. No study. Are you guys with me? No study because the stack is very less. And I'm sure none of you belong here because you have shown up today. You guys are serious students. So none of you belongs to this category, which is no study. And we all know that without studying, we cannot crack exams like what we are targeting. Let's answer the second category, hard study. The second category is hard study, full of long hours, non-stop effort, stress, and so on. If you can do this consistently, that's great. That's actually great. But sometimes it's not always sustainable. Can you guess the third category? Will you say average studies? I'm not looking for that answer. I can see the chat box. Some of you are replying there. Third one, some of the students are saying medium, sir. That's fine. That's not a wrong answer. But here, the third category is where most of the toppers fall. And this category is called smart study. Effort is definitely needed. Obviously, you cannot replace effort. But in smart study approach, that effort is channelized strategically with better planning, better prioritization, and better outcomes. So let me ask you something I have been asked many times. As you know, I did my graduation from IIT Bombay. I cracked IIT-JEE exam long back. So I have been asked this question many times. So it's another question time for all of you. Students cannot run away from questions. How many hours should you study every day for IIT-JEE success? Now I'll specifically focus on IIT-JEE, but all the methods, strategies we will be discussing today are equally applicable to any other similar competitive exams. But we'll be focusing more on IIT-JEE. So my question is, this is one of the most common questions I have been asked, both by students and parents. They ask, सर आपने कितने घंटे पढ़ाई की थी आईआईटी क्रैक करने के लिए? So I want to throw that question back to you all. How many hours do you think a student should study every day to crack JEE? What do you think? Drop it in the chat box. I want to know that number. 4 hours, 6 hours, 10 hours. What is the answer? I've started getting few answers. Some are saying 5 hours, some are saying 10 to 11 hours. Okay. Is there a perfect number? Now there is a twist. There is no universal answer because success is not just about time. It's about what you do with that time. And you try this experiment. Whenever you meet a successful student or a topper, just ask this question to them. You will definitely get different answers and you will be amazed to see the response. Just try this exercise. So there is no perfect number for this question. And that is where we will bring in something that most students ignore. Skills that make your preparation time effective. So again, since I have asked you a question, it's my responsibility to give you the answer. So answer to this question is not a number. What is the answer to this question? Parents and teachers, what is this magic number you expect from your child today? So the answer is it's not a number, it's smart work. Smart work needed. I'm just setting the whole context so that when I'll discuss some of the strategies, you will be aware of the larger picture and the larger vision so that you'll be able to connect to what we want to discuss today. Now, what does this smart work means? Let's deep dive into this. This slide sums up something I strongly believe and have experienced myself. Let me start by saying When we talk about IIT JEE or any top tier competitive exam, subject mastery is non negotiable. Can you crack IIT JEE without studying physics? Obviously not. Can you crack IIT JEE without studying chemistry, without studying mathematics? Obviously not. So please do not take this session in a wrong way. It is clear to each aspirant, it should be clear to each aspirant that when we talk about these exams, subject mastery is non-negotiable. You cannot run away from these subject concepts. You should have the physics acumen, you have to build your chemistry aptitude, you have to build the mathematical proficiency. There is no shortcut to that. These three form the foundation for IIT JEE. You simply can't ignore them. But here is one thing. Yeah, here is the thing. Just mastering subjects isn't enough anymore. Thousands of students know the syllabus inside out. Lakhs of students prepare for these exams every year. What makes a student stand out is the fourth element you see here: skills and strategies. Things like time management, problem solving approach, stress handling, decision making, exam temperament. So, in short, the competitive exam success is the fusion of both strong subject knowledge and your preparation skills. Think of it like this: subject knowledge is your engine, but skills and strategies are your steering and brakes. Both are needed to drive efficiently on the exam highway. If you have strong subject knowledge, but may not be very good skills and strategies, you will lack somewhere. Other other way is also a problematic scenario where you are having the skills and strategies, but you don't have the foundation knowledge. That's also a problem. So basically, it's the fusion of both. Am I making sense? Can I get some kind of reaction in the chat box? Am I making sense? Are you able to connect? Okay, thank you. Let's move forward. Now that we have established that skills and strategies are just as important as subject mastery, let's look at what these skills actually are. These are the unsung heroes behind every topper's success story. This is an important slide, and I want to spend a couple of minutes on this. Let me walk you through a few of the skills. The font may be slightly small on this slide. I'll try to speak most of the content that is there. Let me walk you through a few of these skills. And while I do, I want you to reflect honestly, where do you stand on these skills today? For example, time management. IIT-JEE isn't just about solving tough questions. It's about solving them within a tight timeline. This is a skill you must master, and I'm sure everyone will agree to this. Just keep evaluating yourself on these skills in your head. Where do you rate yourself currently on this skill? Study skills and understanding skills. It's not just about how much you study, but how effectively you absorb and apply what you have studied also matters. Notes taking strategy. Toppers don't just take notes, they create a system to revise, recall, and reapply. Smart notes save hours. Test taking strategy. Most students fail not in preparation, but in performance. Your exam day plan matters. Stress management. You can know everything and still blank out if anxiety takes over. Learning to stay composed is a game changer. Critical thinking and problem solving. This is where real JEE success lies. solving unseen problems using concepts, not memorized tricks. And that is why conceptual understanding matters. Attention to detail. I will be focusing on this skill today, attention to detail. How often do you make silly mistakes? Missing a negative sign or misreading a question can cost ranks. You know, each mark that you lose in your JEE exam puts you back by almost thousands of ranks. Next skill, active listening. Even in class or college or coaching, many students hear but don't really listen. There's a difference between the two. This skill can multiply your learning without extra hours. We'll focus on this as well slightly today. And then one of the last skill I want to focus, and then we'll move forward, self-awareness. Knowing your strengths is great, but knowing your weak spots and working off on them is what creates the breakthrough. So I hope you are able to relate to from where we started today and how we are connecting the starting point with the importance of skills or importance of strategies in your overall competitive exam preparation. I am reiterating, understanding of the core subjects is non-negotiable. But now we are talking what needs to be done on top of that. And there, the role of these skills comes in picture. Let's talk about first skill. We cannot cover so many skills in today's webinar, but obviously I want to show few things so that you will get that understanding and you will start considering this in your perspective while doing the preparation for your corresponding competitive exam. So let's now dive into the first skill, attention to detail. This is one of the most underrated but most powerful skills in competitive exams. Even a small reading error or a missed sign can cost you entire marks despite knowing the concept. I'm sure many of you have made those, oh no, I knew this mistakes, right? These are not concept errors, these are silly mistakes. And they happen due to lack of attention to detail. In the next few slides, we'll look at real examples of these mistakes. Let's understand how they happen, and more importantly, what can we do to avoid them. Now, this is one question. Don't worry if you don't understand the full question. That's not the point here. We have students from 9th to 12th grade here. Just try to observe the kind of mistake that happened, the pattern of the error. This is just an example. Our goal is to understand why such mistakes happen, not to solve this problem. So whether are you in class 7th or 12th or even a parent, this will still be relevant. Focus on the learning, not the level of the question. So now there is one question here. Let me read out the question for you, and I'll request some of these students to try to answer this question. Find the area of triangle with sides 7 centimeter, 8 centimeter, and 9 centimeter using Heron's formula. I hope some of you have heard about this formula, Heron's formula, which is used to basically uh, calculate the area of the triangle when all three sides are given. And this is the student attempt. Student has attempted this question in this manner. He has applied the Heron's formula, which is written on the screen. He has calculated the semi-perimeter 7 plus 8 plus 9 by 2, sum of sides by 2, which is coming as 12. He has written the formula of area, and then he has come up with the answer, which is square root of 72. Can anyone tell me, is this question right? Can anyone tell me what's wrong here? Anyone in the chat box? Anyone? These are the correct steps. This is the correct answer, root 720. The answer was not root 72. Why? Just focus here. Just focus here. He has written a plus sign instead of multiplication sign, and that's where he went wrong. Student used plus sign instead of multiplication in Heron's formula, misreading a well-known formula is a classic attention to detail issue. Another question. A machine does 1500 joule of work in 2 minutes. What is its power? And the student attempt is there's a very simple formula for power, work done upon time. Anyone can do that. In fact, parents who are there can also attempt this question. Work done is 1500 joules. Time given is 2 minutes. Dividing both, answer is 750 watts. And 750 watt is one of the option. Is the student correct? Correct. I got one answer. Thank you for mentioning that. The correct steps are same, but there is only one mistake student did. He didn't convert 2 minutes into seconds because you have to uh, put the time in seconds, not in minutes. And that is why the answer will be 12.5 watts. What went wrong here? Student ignored unit conversion from minutes to seconds. This is very common in physics. Skipping unit awareness under time pressure. Again, another example of attention to detail. Another question. We will not solve this question, we'll just read the question. Which of the following statements is not incorrect about prime numbers? Which of the following statements is not incorrect about prime numbers where this is more than one option correct? Mainly in IIT-JEE, these kind of questions are common where you have more than one correct answer. A, B, C, and D. Student solve this question and he comes up with the answer A, B, and C. Because it is more than one correct, he thought he has done it right. But the actual answer is option D. Can you guess what mistake he did? Student misread the question due to double negative impact, not incorrect. When it is written not incorrect, it means you have to identify the correct option. And out of the four, D is a true fact. So answer will be D. But again, under some pressure or maybe uh, attentiveness issue, we don't know what issue the student faced. He marked A, B, and C, and he was very happy at that moment. He got the right answer. But unfortunately, he made the mistake. One last example. This is, I have brought this image exactly from the copy of notebook of the student. This question says, evaluate the limit of this function at x equal to 3. Again, if you don't understand these questions, it's perfectly fine. Try to understand what we want to highlight here. In the first step, he has written x square minus something upon 2x minus 6. And in the next step, he has substituted the value of x as 3. That's completely fine. The problem that happened with this solution is, the question in the question, in the numerator, it was x square minus 9. He copied it correctly. His intent was right, but he wrote 9 in a manner that he himself got confused. And in the next step, he wrote that 9 as 4. And due to that, his question got wrong. So this is just like a visual error. It may be because of stress. He has written 9 as 4 in the next step, especially because it was handwritten. And this is classic high stakes error. Everything else was done correctly. But the initial mistake invalidated the entire solution. So one more question for all of you. Which of the following is most important differentiator between top rankers and medium rankers? Can you answer this objective type question? Strong concept fundamentals, speed of solving questions, mental composure, or luck? What do you think? Again, this is more than one answer correct, multiple choice. More than one answer can be correct. What is that most important differentiator? Definitely strong concept fundamentals. Definitely speed of solving questions. Definitely mental composure. And luck as well. I want to focus on this luck thing for 1 minute. This luck is not in a superstitious way, but there is one invisible factor that separates a selected student from a non-selected student. Let's see an example. This is another question where it says a local football stadium has 11,877 seats. A local baseball stadium has 8,204 seats. How many more seats are there in the football stadium than the baseball stadium? Very simple question. You have to just subtract the two. If you will read the question again, you have to just subtract. If you subtract, the answer is 3673. But unfortunately, it's not there in the option. Now just imagine if this situation happens to you and this is the actual exam. The pressure is real. Sometimes in the exam, you are correct, but not a single option matches. You have already spent, let's say, 3 to 4 minutes thinking you made a mistake, but actually, the question itself was flawed. So, the key point here is in exams like IIT-JEE, not every question will be perfect. Some may be poorly worded, ambiguous, extremely time consuming by design, rarely even incorrect. But the smartest students learn to identify traps, let go of ego, move on instead of losing time. And that's where luck comes in. Sometimes you get the paper where your strongest topic are asked. Sometimes you avoid wasting time on a flawed question by pure instinct. So yes, luck plays a role, but remember, fortune favors the brave. Your job is to be strong in skills and strategy. The smart student doesn't try to solve everything, they know what to skip. I want to share one example with all of you. This story is of a student who scored All India rank 2 in IIT-JEE 5 to 6 years back. The student shared his experience. He said, in early class 11th, when he couldn't solve any question in the exam, he used to took it on his ego. He would spend too much time, get frustrated, and mess up the rest of the paper. Later, his mentor helped him shift his mindset because it's not about ego. It's about picking the right battles in the exam. And that simple shift helped him save time, stay calm, score higher, and he eventually scored AIR too. So, like the way we discussed one strategy, which is attention to detail, there are so many strategies that we discussed few minutes back. Whether it is test taking strategy, notes taking strategy, active listening, critical thinking, problem solving. Obviously, because of shortage of time, we cannot cover all these strategies. But the whole idea was you should start realizing and start focusing on this fourth parameter as well, along with the foundational subject knowledge that is needed to crack these exams. So I won't be going in other strategies because of time. Otherwise, if it would have been a longer webinar, I would have covered test taking strategy, but maybe some other time. Uh, I'll quickly move to few things that I want to highlight. Let's come to this slide. So we have now reached to some conclusion after today's discussion, and let's take a moment to bring everything together. This slide sums up the core idea of what we have been discussing. Cracking exams like IIT-JEE is not just about hours. It's about how smartly you study. Skills like attention to detail, test taking strategy, active listening, time management, they form the foundation of smart preparation. These don't replace your subjects. They actually enhance your performance in them. The whole point of this session was to open your eyes to this aspect of preparation. And if you give conscious time to these skills, not just marks, your entire mindset improves. This matters in exams and honestly in life too. So before I wrap up completely, I want to touch on one last powerful skill, and that is something that shapes all your strategies. And my last question for all of you. Please try to answer this. Imagine you are solving a mock test. You are stuck on a tough question. What do you usually do? Try to solve it no matter how long it takes. Option A. Option B is leave it and come back if time allows. Option C. Panic and move on without really deciding. Option D. Attempt it with a guess and move forward. Just take 2 seconds to answer this. If you can write in the chat box, it will be helpful. Last question of the day, guys. You guys have been very cooperating, all of you. What is the answer? Look around. I'm not sure whether you can see the chat box or not. No one has the same answer. And that's the point. Every student responds differently in the same situation. That's the psychometric diversity. How your mind processes challenges, decisions, and emotions. And that is why same strategy cannot work for all of us. Sometimes students ask me or ask mentors, please give me that strategy with the help of which I can crack the exam. And that is why this last skill I want to end my session with self-awareness. You can't have the same strategy working for all the students. That's why your preparation strategy must be customized for you. One size fits all approach doesn't work in exam preparation. Why? Because no two students are same in mindset, in speed, memory, learning style. And that's why no single strategy works for everyone, not even the topper's timetable. What works brilliantly for one student may completely fail for another. Toppers succeed not by copying others, but by building a strategy around their own strengths. And hence, self-awareness helps you choose the right techniques, manage your time, and avoid common traps. It's not just about solving questions, it's about knowing yourself as a learner. The first step to smart strategy is self-awareness, knowing what works best for you. And that is why your journey is yours. Own it. And that is why there is no single answer to the right strategy. Thank you so much for being such a wonderful audience. I genuinely enjoyed interacting with all of you today. I think I took slightly more time. So we are left with less time for the Q&A, but my best wishes to each one of you for your journey ahead, whether it's IIT-JEE or any other goal. If anyone has any question or wants to share something, I am here. Happy to take it up. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Garg, for sharing such powerful and practical strategies with us. From personalized learning techniques to focused skill development, every parent and students here has received immense value today. And as part of your presentation, your talk, you have already covered most of the questions that students, we collected from our students when we were sharing about this webinar. So you answered all the questions, sir. As we draw to a close, it's clear that exam success isn't just about studying hard. It's about studying smart with the right skills and strategy. To all the parents and students, thank you for joining us this evening. We hope you walk away feeling informed, empowered, and inspired. For those who would like to revisit this session or share it with others, the recording will be available on our YouTube channel. Keep learning, keep striving, and as always, Team Rockwoods remains committed to our children's success. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening ahead.
Thank you very much, Vishal.
Thank you, sir.
We are in Hyderabad. I think our children and faculty and parents would love to hear from you directly, in physical presence. So we
Definitely.
welcome you to, we invite you to our campus. Please do
Sure.
little time for our students. Thank
Sure,
you.
sir. Definitely. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.